Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So before I start the video, I wanted to explain what's been going on for the 2 past months. It was summer, so it turns out during summer I don't really have much time because I have too much going on. Going dirt biking on the track, work, and bunch of stuff, honestly. I also have way too many projects, so it's really hard to keep up with the ones I currently have. So I just wanted to make a quick update just to tell you guys what's been going on. So the 500 is done. The video you're gonna see today is basically the last steps I did before getting to safety. I'm gonna include all the videos in there. I already had the 2 videos edited, but turns out I'm gonna have to redo it again because it's been just way too long. I think the last video was there was still snow outside, so. And then in the next video I'm just gonna talk about the bike and just show you guys how it looks like now. And that's it. Let's get to it. So in today's video, we're gonna do some custom fab. So we're gonna do a license plate bracket in the rear, custom one, because obviously I don't want the stock mud guard in the rear. I already did the template with cardboard, and I'm just gonna show you what I did and what we're gonna do. We're also gonna do a little plate underneath my seat, because since it's missing the stock license plate bracket, which comes like with the plastic mud guard, it actually covers the hole, but right now there's a hole because I don't have that bracket. We're gonna also do that, and we're actually gonna use some scrap metal I have laying around. We're gonna use that, and then at the end we'll paint it matte black. So let's go. So here's the 2 templates. So you have that little board here. That's gonna cover the hole. I'm gonna show you in a second. We also have the license plate bracket. It's not like done super professionally. We're gonna do all the right measuring when cutting the actual plate. So I'll show you guys. So here's the design here. You see there's a light in the middle, so that's why there's 2 pieces that are longer at the end. And now you can see all the wiring is covered, so we won't have any issue with that. And then we have the bracket that comes in the rear here. It's gonna go like that. Alright, so let's trace them up on the middle. So to start off, I thought they were aluminum middle, but there's actually rust on it, so it's actually steel, so it's still gonna work though. It's still gonna work. Alright, so the plate is finally done. We get underneath here. It looks like that. So I didn't think it'd be that close from the sides, and it actually fits in really nice. It's snug. Really, like I can't even put my nail in that crack here because the seat is actually pushing it down, but it's not interfering with the seat like in any bad way. So it's actually like really tight fit. It's perfect. I only have to drill the holes to mount it and just grind it, paint it, and it should be good to go. Alright guys, so it's now time to grind the surface. I'm gonna use the flat disc for that. I'm not gonna sand it because it's gonna take way too long. It should do a pretty good job with the flat disc, and if I ever want to make it more perfect, then I'll use the sanding paper to sand it down, but I don't think I'm gonna use that, so let's go. Okay, so I wrote everything on the sheet of metal, so this is ready to be cut and then grinded and all that fun stuff. In the meantime, the plate is actually drying up. I'm gonna let it overnight and then I'm gonna come back to do the next one. So that's it for tonight. Alright, so the paint is fully cured now. It came out really good. Let me just show you. So we'll put it in just to show you guys how it looks. Alright, so I left a little bit more metal on that side just so the seat actually clamps it down. It's working perfectly. It's really held on tight. And then I put a small layer of foam here. So it's just enough so that part here, which is the part that's going to be used as a which is actually going to be the storage space. It's not directly on the metal and just scraping everything. And also just to protect the things that are inside. This foam is a good layer for that. You can't really see but those two holes right there, which is where the license plate bracket is actually going to be held on to. So yeah, it came out pretty good. The paint is really nice. I'm really happy with the result. It's really tight in there. There's no like big cracks or anywhere things could fly over. Really happy with the result. Alright, so now we'll hop on the license bracket. We'll have to cut it and shape it, paint it, drill it. Anyways, a bunch of steps, so let's jump right in. Alright guys, so it's all cut. I really took my time with it. It actually came out really square, so I only have to clean up the edges and then we'll make it look pretty. We're gonna have to pry it here to do a 90 degrees, and then in the middle here we'll pry it another, I don't know, like 45 degrees, so the plate isn't straight and it's gonna be going inward. Those are the steps we still have to do, so the biggest part is done. Alright, so you guys probably don't even see it, but right here in the corner, it's not really 90 degrees. You can't really see it, but I could see it from my eye, and that was bothering me, so I sent it up the whole side. For this side, like this is 90 degree, and this one is 92, but on camera it doesn't look like a lot, but in person you actually see it's crooked, so I have to send all that down. And then I just continue all the way around and I'll show you guys the final result. Alright guys, so it's finally all filed up. It's really smooth everywhere. Top part is literally perfect and all the sides here. And then those bottom parts, they're a little bit crooked, but I don't mind that because the plate is actually going over that. That's going to be attached to the bike. This is where the license plate is going to be attached. And the plate's going to go right like that. So it's really straight. I'm happy with that, and so let's apply it now. Just making sure it's dead straight, so when you apply it, it's not crooked. Really important. I actually forgot to heat it before. It's still really good, but for that piece here, I'm gonna make sure I heat it up so I don't crack the metal. We now have the two bolts in. It's going right here, so we're gonna test fit it, see if it fits good. So we're gonna cut the bolts because they're way too long, but that was expected. I just really wanted to test fit it. So now we're gonna put the plate on and see what it looks like. So it's gonna be looking like that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Alright, so this is what the part looks like. Came out really good. Like really good. So now it's time to paint it. So let's go ahead and do that.
Alright guys, so tonight we made the license plate bracket. It's all painted and everything, so tomorrow it's gonna go in. We also painted the end of that handlebar here.
Alright, so that's it for tonight. Tomorrow we're gonna install the plate and finish the old touch up. So that's gonna be in like 2 seconds. So before ending up the video, I'm actually going to include all the video that was for the episode 12, since I want to get up to speed with all the actual videos, and I don't want to create another one that's been filmed 2 months ago, so might as well just add it up in here. So let's go ahead and play that. Oh my god, that fake carbon fiber. Oh my god, that looks hideous. It looks really bad. The piping actually looks good, but the rest, holy sh**, bad. Feels like it's already like sloppy. Anyways, we'll see how they look on the bike. Alright guys, so that's what they look like. They actually look really cheap. They're not too big, so they fit well. The exhaust is actually the same size, so that's good. The only problem is they're not coming out enough, so they need to go a little more that way, because the clamp here is not going to be able to clamp on this. As you see, the clamp goes straight and it's going to go like here, so it's a couple inches too short. But thankfully I went ahead to the store and bought some piping just in case, so we're gonna weld that to the exhaust to make it a little bit longer, and then we should be good to go. Now there's only one problem, is on this side where the exhaust actually bolts on, we have some bushings. Let me show you. We have these bushings. So we have these bushing. Have both of them for the right side, but I don't have the left sides. So what we're gonna end up doing is making our own bushings with metal sleeves in there, and it should be as good as OEM. So we'll make the bushing first, then we'll extend the pipes, and then weld everything together, bolt everything, and it should be good to go. So yeah, pretty hyped up. I mean, they're really not the best looking exhaust, but the bike's gonna be quieter and it's gonna pass safety, so it's a win-win. That should be good. Alright, so that's what it looks like with the small section here. It fits really tight. I'm gonna have some RTV copper seal in there, just to seal that thing up, but not for now, because later on we'll do a before and after. But for now, that's what it looks like, and I can show you guys what it looks like with the muffler, but it's not welded yet. So it looks like that, and when the exhaust will be welded, it'll look like that. So it's not too bad, but you know, it's a cheap exhaust, fake carbon fiber, you can see it easily, but it's gonna be a muffler, so I can't complain. Alright, so now it's time to make the bushings. I actually already made one. It looks like that. So it looks exactly like the OEM one, I should say. Well, close to at least. It works really good. It's tight in there. It's just perfect. So I'll just show you guys how I did it. Alright, simple as that. So today I'm gonna show you guys what happened with the bike. So I kind of skipped a little part there because I was kind of rushed to get the bike running. Turns out I went to pass the safety. It didn't pass, sadly. There's only a couple of things that needs to be looked again. Although the bike did like pretty solid, honestly. It's just small little details that didn't pass, so we're gonna have to fix those past the safety. But for now I'm just gonna show you what happened pretty much. So as you can see, that's how the bike looks now. It's in really good shape. Everything's working really good. You have the exhaust on there. You also have my Miata here, just came out of storage. It's not running right now because I need to change the alternator and pretty much change the brake. I got some brake upgrade for it. There's gonna be videos on that, but for now it's just going to be standing on jacks. So for now that's how she's gonna look like. She's gonna stay there, but I'm gonna have some videos on that. So first thing that didn't pass safety is those turning signals. They didn't pass the safety. He said it needs to be 3.5 inch square. I knew that from the start, but the first guy I went to for the safety said they'd be fine if they were bright enough, which it didn't pass safety. That's no big issue. It's only gonna cost like 60 bucks to fix that. After that, the plate, surprisingly, with the angle, it actually passed safety. It's supposed to have like a certain degree, but it still passed, so I'm pretty happy about that. The only thing is it doesn't have a mud guard here, so I'm gonna have to make one, or just take one from my 650R that's in the shed over there, and find a way just to bolt it over here just so it holds on straight. It doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to be sturdy and cover this like area here. So that was the second thing. The exhaust actually passed the safety. Honestly, my welds are really terrible. I don't have gas with my welder, so it's really hard to stitch the middle together. It just kind of like stack up, even if you have the like, perfect heat and everything. And also, since the heat is not it's not tunable like this wire speed is. It's just low and high, so when I went low it was not hot enough, and then when I put it as high it was a little too hot, so I had to grind it. And of course you can still see like all the seams from the welds here. It doesn't leak, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't even have clamps here, but since it's really solid there's no problem. Now the last issue, which why it didn't pass safety, you can actually see the problem right now, even though it's really not a problem. I didn't really think about it since I ride dirt bikes, but on street bikes there's actually covers that goes on here to cover the chain. So there's space for a bolt here, and then another one back here, and there's actually the bolt is still there. So I'm gonna have to order that soon, just because I want to get the bike registered as soon as possible so I can put it for sale. The bike runs really well. What happens when you do a safety check, which is kind of stupid but a good thing. So pretty much the bike couldn't go on the road because it needed to pass safety, but because I went to do the safety test, you get 48 hours that you can be on the road, which means any vehicle that needs to pass safety, just by doing the test you get a free like 48-hour gray area where you can actually be on the road, as long as you have your paper to show as a proof that you went for the safety check. And so I took advantage of that and went riding for those 2 days, and on the first day I only did like
50 kilometers around the city just to test the bike, make sure everything was fine. It was perfect, so I decided, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for like a 300 kilometer ride alone, far away. It was kind of a big test just to see, do I really trust the bike and what I've done to it. And the bike runs perfect. It has plenty of power. It's kind of slow, but it was fun enough. And you know,